It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, looking outside and seeing an absolutely gorgeous day out there. Plenty of sunshine, humidity level, not all that bad right now. It'll be decreasing as we go through the day. And it looks as though our temperatures should be moving up pretty close to where we should be this time of the year. Hopefully you had a nice weekend. Some of you did pick up a little bit of rain. Some of you a whole lot of rain, especially Friday night into Saturday morning. And then Saturday afternoon, we saw some pretty heavy downpours in selected areas. The northeastern side of the Lower Peninsula did pick up quite a bit of precipitation. You go, I want to say the northeastern third of the Lower Peninsula, basically from Tawas, a little bit north of Tawas up to Alpena. 1 to 2 inches was very common there as we finished off the day on Saturday and Saturday night. The Greenbush area alone and areas to the west of Greenbush that takes us almost to M33 up there, they had anywhere from 3 to 3 3/4 inches of rain. Over in Michigan's Thumb, 1 to 2 inches was common east of M53 over the weekend. Northwest of Sandusky, number of reporting stations looking at least 2 inches, if not more. Saginaw Bay, as far as our bays are concerned, yeah, they picked up some rain, especially Lake Huron picked up some rain. Saginaw Bay picked up a little bit, but the majority of that precipitation did fall north of Port Austin, north of the tip of the Thumb area. But as far as temperatures go, a lot of folks have told us that the water was very nice as far as out on the beach, and we were able to take a look and see that for the most part, Saginaw Bay is running anywhere from 74 to 79 degrees as of right now. Precipitation across the northern part of the continental United States, we had some pretty heavy-duty storms. Chicago area over the weekend, 2 to 4 inches, very common there. Wisconsin, especially the eastern side and the southern side of Wisconsin, 1 to 3, very common. And that on top of what some of the reporting stations have reported over the past week or so. Those folks are looking at upwards of 8 to 10 inches of rain over the last 7 to 10 days in that part of the country. What are we looking at here? Well, we should be looking at some sun. Matthew, temperature-wise, what are we looking at right now?
Currently, over at the airport, it's sunny at 68. Over in Midland, it's sunny at 70. Here, Radio Center, it's also sunny at 70. We have east winds at 7 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.21, and it's steady.
Detroit coming in at 74 degrees. Other than that, 75 in the Benton Harbor area. That's pretty much it as far as temperatures, hot spots in the state. What are we looking at? 79, 80 degrees. That's our projected high temperature as we go into the afternoon. We're looking for mostly sunny skies, but then clouds will be moving in late this afternoon. If you take a look at the radar, once again, the southern half of Wisconsin is being hit by some severe weather, quite a bit of thunder and lightning and high winds. All that activity is moving in an easterly direction. It is eventually going to contact us. We're going to come under the influence of it. But I just got a funny feeling that it's going to be not so much scattered, but the precipitation is going to be a little bit better as far as overall coverage goes tonight and early tomorrow morning. But I'm not looking at any major gully wash, heavy-duty rain for many of us, especially in the Great Lakes Bay area and over in Michigan's Thumb. If we pick up 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, I think that's a pretty safe bet as far as just how much rain we're going to get. And as I said, it's going to be a little bit more overall, not so much the heavy stuff where you get inundated and a quarter of a mile down the road, you got nothing. Cloudy skies to start off the morning tomorrow morning. There is going to be that chance of a shower early on Tuesday morning. After a low of 63 tonight, we're going to be looking at a high of right around 78, possibly 79 degrees. Tomorrow, we'll have a light south wind right around 5 to 10 miles per hour, so not all that bad. It's not going to just clear right off and see a whole lot of sun tomorrow. We're going to be facing with some clouds, but as we work our way through, we are going to be seeing some sunshine pop up during especially the midday and the afternoon tomorrow. After that high of 78, 79, we'll drop down to 65 for a low, so still running above normal. Then on Wednesday, the sun returns all day long. We're going to be looking at a high of 78 and a low of 60, a very pleasant day. We're going to be watching Tuesday night, the wind direction change, become more northwesterly, but still quite light, 5, 6, 7, 8 miles per hour. Now on Wednesday, we're going to have a stronger wind. It'll be coming out of the north. We'll see some gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Again, 78 is going to be our high temperature, but it'll feel a little bit cooler, probably because we've been so used to this warm, humid air. 60 for a low on Wednesday night with mostly clear skies. Sunshine on Thursday, 80 for a high, 58 for a low. More in the way of sun on Friday, middle 80s on Friday, low 80s on Saturday, and upper 70s on Sunday. All throughout that period, moving into, Wednesday, or I should say Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Not a real good chance of seeing any precipitation. That's a look at the weather as we see it for right now. Coming up next, who do we have, Matthew?
Coming up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Well, before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Might be a really good idea to check it out. Get your calendar out. The Between the Rows tour put on by the Michigan Corn Growers Association and the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan kicks off tonight. It'll be over in Jonesville. That begins at 6 o'clock. Then tomorrow night, it'll be in Willis, Michigan. And then August the 20th on Wednesday in the Coleman area at Clark Farms. Every stop includes a catered dinner, input market update, grain marketing update, and local industry experts to talk a little bit about not only marketing, but also what you're seeing out in the field. Again, it continues Thursday and then moving into next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's going to be a busy time for corn growers. So pick your meeting out and stop by and take a look. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised to see what you're seeing this year in our cornfields here in Michigan. Between the Rows tour going on starting tonight and going all the way through next Wednesday, the 28th. For more information on those stops, just go to micorn.org. Want to remind you, now's the time you should be having that roof looked at. You know, you say, hey, what are you worried about? I got a new roof. It's not that old. Well, a lot of times until you take a look and see how old your roof is, you don't realize how fast the clock goes. What you thought you did yesterday, you might have done 15 years ago. Now, that's not all that bad. A roof should be at least good for 15 years, I would think. But how would you like to guarantee adding some years onto that roof? Ben can do it. AskBenHow.com. He's got the Roof Max process, which restores the flexibility and extends the life of your roof. You will save thousands of dollars and a big headache. Plus, with that free roof assessment, if there's any issues up on that roof, he'll take care of it before he applies the Roof Max product. askbenhow.com or call them up at 989-859-6751. Along with us this morning, Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, I hope you had a nice weekend.
I sure did, but as always, it seems to go fast and it seems to be shorter. The days seem to be shorter.
They are. Where we used to walk outside about 8:30, 8:45, and you had at least another 45 minutes or so, plus a beautiful sunset. You go out at 8:30 now, and it's getting pretty dark.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, the days are getting shorter quickly, it seems like, for sure.
Yeah, I guess. And the markets, we were pretty volatile pretty much all week last week, but it looks like we're starting off a little tamer today.
Yeah, it's been on both sides. Again, kind of a mixed market here this morning, Terry. Yes, we had a USDA report last week, and of course, corn's kind of held its own, after we got that huge yield last week, record large 188.8 bushel per acre. So export demand's been very strong. So that's kind of held the corn market kind of even for the most part for last week. And then soybeans was a surprise. We had a little bit of unexpected 2.4 million acre decline in harvested soy acres. And and that gave us a nice bump for the week of about 55 cents. But the underlining issue on beans is no new crop soys to China yet. So that's going to keep the upside pretty limited. So we'll have to see how that all comes to fruition down the road here, Terry. And wheat just can't find a story right now for wheat. It just seems like it's just pandering along, chopping around, and slowly dwindling down, I guess. So.
Yeah, when it goes down, it goes down. When it goes up, it goes up. That's the way wheat's been treading water here lately. So right now, what do you got on the board, Gary?
Yeah, right now, let's call cash wheat down 3, Terry, 494 on the white, 419 on the red. New crop for next year down 2 at 554 on the white, 469 on the red. Let's call cash corn down 2 right now at 327. New crop is unchanged at 340. And cash and new crop soybeans unchanged, Terry, at 963.
All righty, Gary. You have a great day, okay?
I will. You do the same. Thank you, Terry.
Will do. You bet. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank. Working with agriculture since 1895. They've got 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay area to take care of business. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And don't forget, they have a real good idea of what everything is going on with these markets and how those markets will affect your operation. So now's the time to be working with the folks at Thumb Bank while you still have a chance before the harvest kicks in. Also, the market report brought to you by Legendary Tree Care. You need a tree removed or some trimming done? They can do it. Fully licensed and insured. They specialize in big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com. Doug Klein, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
How's things looking to start off the week?
There's not much going on today. Big meetings in Washington. I'll tell you something funny, though. Google Maps highlighted the state of Washington when they put up a map of where the leaders were going to meet. And I thought, I hate Google Maps. Gee, holy mackerel. I hope they don't use that to get there because they ain't going to be close. Oh, my God. But, yeah, not much going on. Just kind of sort of treading water today, seeing what happens. Here's your numbers. The September corn is 382 1/4, down 1.5 pennies. The December corn is 405 1/2, up 1/4 penny. November soybeans 1043 1/4, up 3/4 penny. January soybeans 1062 1/4, up 3/4. September wheat is 501, down 5 1/2. December wheat 523, down 4, and it missed a new low today by 1/4 penny. So hold your breath, cross your fingers, and maybe we can hold that bottom without breaking down again. The crude oil is 62.17, up 19 cents. Heating oil is 221.76. That's down 3/4 penny. Gasoline 207.87, up 0.6 penny. And there's about a 36-cent difference between Frankenmuth and Carroll. on the retail price of gas. So it's so much more expensive to drive here than there. And then over to natural gas is $2.98. That's down 3.8 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3822 Canadian. That's up 3 ticks. The dollar buys 147.77 yen. That's up 59 ticks. The euro's at 116.69, down 28 ticks. And the dollar's at 98.10, up 25 ticks. Gold's at 33.39.80, down $2.60. Silver's 38.11, up 13.5 cents. Platinum's 13.46.20, up $1. Copper's at 447.20, up or down 2 cents.
You take care, Doug. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right, see ya.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Coming up tomorrow, the folks at Star of the West and Rummel Insurance invite all farmers to come on by the Bean and Beet Day at the Saginaw Valley Research and Extension Center. Talk about an opportunity for growers to learn about the latest research and practices in production of beans and beets. That's the place that you should be. Event will cover a wide range of topics, including weed and insect resistance, soil fertility strategies, pathology issues, and sugar beets, just a whole lot more going on. Bean and Beet Day, Saginaw Valley Research and Extension Center. That is tomorrow. Everything kicks off early in the morning and will go until probably the middle of the afternoon. So check that out. Talking about sugar beets, let's talk about what's going on out in the field right now. Kevin Messing joining me with Michigan Sugar Company. His report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. Kevin, good morning.
Morning, Terry. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. Are we progressing or regressing right now?
I'm in a field now, and I see a lot of progress out here. On the good side, the rain that we got last week was very welcomed. I'm seeing the crop grow, and things still are looking pretty healthy.
So at this stage of the game, farmers have been keeping up on their spraying?
Yeah, for the most part, they really have been. These aggressive plans have been working well, and we're seeing leaf spot stay under control for the most part. The one thing I am seeing, and I really hope the meteorologists would put some rain back in our forecast. We're seeing a little incidence of root aphid, and my fear is if we stay dry, it may get a little worse here coming into the fall. But if we can get some rain in the forecast, that would really go a long way and keep that pest out of our thoughts.
What about temperatures? Anything going to help there?
Temperatures, not so much, but some cooler weather with that moisture would really go a long way to help topping when we do get started with harvest next week.
Yeah, and right now it looks as though that date is pretty secure.
Yeah, as far as I know, I believe the plan still holds that we'll start factories on Wednesday the 27th with harvest a day or two before that to keep those beets fresh going into the factories.
Oh, that sounds great. Kevin, you going to be at the research farm tomorrow?
As long as I get all our pre-harvest weigh samples done and to the tear plant in Bay City, I will plan on being there.
I'll look forward to seeing you. All right?
All right. Thank you, Terry.
You bet. Kevin Messing with Michigan Sugar Company. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got a great selection of products to keep that crop going, keep it moving in the right direction. And, of course, Vic Huffer, he can help. He's got answers to a lot of your questions. They've been doing it since 1983. Doing what? Serving you, because serving is their business at Freeland Bean and Grain. Let's check in right now with Eric Sawatsky at Yo and Yo Accounting. Eric, looks as though we've got some things that we should be talking about today.
Yeah, Terry, wanted to go over a little what gift tax is and when that applies. A lot of people like to, especially parents, like to give gifts to their children, grandchildren. There'll be a lot of different situations where that happens. And I don't know if a lot of people are aware, but there's actually a requirement by the IRS to report gifts to them through a gift tax return. There is an exemption amount every year that you're allowed to give up to that amount. It's $19,000 for 2025. If your gift is worth less than that, there's no reporting that's actually required. The IRS exempts that. So that's why a lot of people, when they give gifts, money especially, that's really not coming into play. But if it's a large gift, or if it's maybe funding a grandchildren's college education fund or something like that, if we're looking at large amounts, anything over that $19,000 per individual, there's actually a gift tax return that needs to be filed, reporting the value of the gift and who received it. And then that actually is kind of a cumulative amount that gets totaled up for your lifetime, and that will come off the amount that's exempt from estate taxes when you die. So the nice thing with that is it is per individual, per person. So if you're a married couple, you really can gift $38,000 a year to any one individual. So if you have a bunch of kids or a number of grandchildren that you're looking to gift to, you could do $38,000 to each of them in a year and not have to file anything at all. But if you are doing larger gifts, or if it's a gift of, say, stock in a business or something like that, then a gift tax return may be required. So if you're in that boat where you have to file a gift tax return, make sure you're talking to your CPA and giving them a heads up that the gift's going to occur. Sometimes if it's cash, it's generally straightforward, but if you're gifting something else that doesn't have a easy valuation, so like stocks on a stock market exchange are pretty easy to value, but stock in a local operating business may not. So you may have to do some additional work in that case, get a valuation done for the business to be able to substantiate that gift with the IRS. So
good information.
Larger gifts, you definitely want to do some planning.
You sure do. Eric, thank you so much. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. Good information there. Speaking of good information, Jerry Reif on the line with me right now. Jerry, what should our families be aware of right now?
Well, I was just listening to your broadcast there a minute ago. You know, we can be worth over 13 million each, almost 14 million. It's going to keep on going up in your estate, and you don't owe any tax. So there's really not a whole lot of pressure to give it away, because that 14 million exemption is doubled for husband and wife. So there's a lot of planning can be done, and that was the one thing I've been reviewing, the big, beautiful bill that just passed through Congress, et cetera, and it really extends the tax exemptions that we have been enjoying for the last almost 10 years. So that's a great thing. It's 950 pages, and I've read through most of it. Some of it's retroactive. Some of it doesn't start till next year. But there's a lot in that bill that is a plus, you know, for clients of mine, especially when they're trying to pass on a legacy, a family farm or whatever.
Yes.
And we're going to have all this discussed in our workshop coming up in September. We expect quite a turnout on this one, September 16th. It's a Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And we'll be advertising it some more. That's September 16th at 2 o'clock here at Capocco Credit Union on Cabaret Trail, south of McCarty and west of Bay, where we've always done it. And you find out bring your questions, and we'll answer them. And a lot of them are very similar. We run into them quite a bit. As far as avoiding probate and nursing home, those kinds of creditors, they can all be done in advance. And you don't have to give it away to protect it either. There's ways to protect it and still enjoy the fruits of your labor, so to speak. You know,
all right.
Live in a great country.
Yep,
we all have to, if we want to pass on our legacy, you got to do some planning.
Yep, you sure do. Again, we'll get more information on that meeting coming up. Thanks, Jerry. Really appreciate it.
Don't forget happy birthday, and I want to wish that to you.
Well, thank you very much, Jerry Reif.
Probably stop. Oh, I know.
Yeah, there you go. Jerry Reif, our agricultural-based attorney, good friend, and takes care of business. Speaking of taking care of business, Jerry Samalski's on the line with me right now. Jerry, briefly, what should we be aware of right now?
You know, looking at seeding lawns and rough spots is now the time, so you want to get ready on that. Again, if you need to kill them out because of some weeds, we'd like to get some it used to be the old Roundup, but I can't think of a chemical name anymore. But get that sprayed, and you can spray and seed right over the top of that. and that's not a problem. So again, best important thing is to choose the right type of grass seed for your location, whether it's sun or shade, and you'll be in a lot better shape. So let's get lawns first and foremost.
Fantastic. Jerry, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Lots more coming up. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around for that. And, of course, the latest as far as what's going on with the farm markets. Not only the quotes, but also some of the news. All of that coming up. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Steve Kathan. Key meeting today at the White House.